We've encountered too many problems with the locals interfering with our bounty hunting. Okay, let's go take Xoti. To Luminous Adra. Animancer. These are water shapers? Yes, they are. The animancers are over here. Is Ian done with this? Yes, she is.
On it.
Water flowing through this timepiece keeps its mechanisms constant motion. I'm not sure how that works. Maybe they were in the temple district. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
here you are.
This luminous Audra ought to be able to take my soul's watcher. What do you say?
That's right. Gleaming pillar of luminous Adra towers above you as Xoti stomps confidently towards base, a grin lifting wide over.
Get ready to witness the feat of a lifetime, Watcher. I'm about to do God's good work. To single-handedly shepherd a multitude of souls straight into the depths of hell.
It's not hell. It's the beyond. Right. Rubs her hands together and rubs her hand against her palms. Right. I'm ready to be impressed.
Then keep your eyes peeled, cause it's gonna happen fast as a fire beetle flash.
Right.
The Audra will snatch him right quick once I conjure the light.
Okay.
So don't look away.
As she exhales those last words, presses one palm against the cold expanse of the gem. Okay, go ahead. And away they go. Alright, release the soul.
Swear to the gods, I'm trying.
Words rattle from between clenched teeth. Lantern trembles so violently near it cracks. But then the massive wave of purple essence rushes from the lantern. It swirls up and around the Audra, crashing along the glimmering surface before being sucked inside. Okay, the Audra pulses brighter. Then even brighter, blindingly, allegedly. There's a howling, then the Audra cracks. Oh no!
Ugh, son of a god's darn motherless cur.
Language.
That hurt worse than a back-to-back whooping from Uncle Angbert's quarterstaff.
Ouch.
Hell, and I only gotta do it again and again on cycle until the day I die?
You don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
Ugh, but the guild says I do. I can't turn my back on my purpose any more than I could Aora in need. I never did want to take the easy route.
Ouch. That gets painful.
I'll keep reaping more souls then. Do my duty till I fall to dirt and bones. Never you worry, though. I'll see to dumping my lantern in the future on my own. Thank you for finding me a way to handle my burden. Even if it does involve the occasional jolt of pain.
Okay, chest heaving. Xoti scrambles for the Audra shard embedded in the ground. Still slick with blood from her palm, she shoves it into her pocket. She shakes her head. Miss Audra miniature.
Darn if I don't feel so light I could float away.
Casts an odd look to her darkened lantern. Alright, Dean. Dean ain't better. Oh, that looked like it hurt.
Never felt anything so painful in my whole life.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is what Gon planned for me, but I'd like to think we did right by these souls.
Sure.
We're bringing light to the darkness, ensuring spring follows the coming fall.
She dusts her hand on her hips, pushing off with. Well, sorry about your Audra there. So she's hurt. Let's talk to the Animancer.
Come to watch us work? It's not as exciting when we're running through calculations.
Right. Can I ask some more questions?
Sure thing, amico. Comes with the job, doesn't it?
You know, Animancers aren't very popular in the Deerwood.
Oh, things are much different here. The Huana may not have the same passion for the field as the Republics, but we understand we're doing research, not sacrificing children to wolves or whatever it is the Deerwood believes.
They weren't believing it. You guys were actually doing that nonsense. You have no idea what happened in the Deerwood, apparently.
So, no riots. Fortunately, news out of the Deerwood doesn't mean much to this lot.
Yeah, you sound Juana yourself.
Well, a few years in a deer will do that to you. Up to your armpits in jungle mud, insects, and snotty nobles.
That's where Alo's from.
Which is why we stay indoors and take up civilized habits. Like proper enunciation.
Seems like a strange place to run experiments.
It took us a few months to adapt. A few bad shocks too before we finished proofing the machinery against rain. I like to think it lends it all a little drama, no? Besides, how better to honor Helia than with invention?
Right, I'll be on my way. We'll be back Adra mantle. This small shot of luminous Adra glows with soul energy. Though obviously shorn from a larger piece, it has the appearance of being tooled. As though for a specific purpose. Perhaps it could be used to improve upon Xoti's lantern. Oh. Xoti's lantern. Blackwood hole. Xoti's lantern. Gives a chance to resist incoming spells. Increase with the religion skill. Again with the pyrite. Okay. Well, I can't even. Go ahead and increase that. Alright, wonderful. Let's go get Xoti healed up. I can hear her breathing hard. She's all beat up. Yeah, system shock. That's what it says. Coins. Oh.
Supplies! Get your supplies here!
Hello?
Ado Watcher. Keeping safe?
Not really. But you know me.
Certainly.
Okay. She's giving us a slight discount. Let's sell a few things. I haven't really found a use for this. Okay. Where are we?
Payment for heads. It could be no simpler, I say.
An armored Wana turns and looks you up and down. She holds this motionless pose, cuts a long and contemplative smile. Finally, she draws out a single pyre and balances a coin on the...
Tell me, are you someone who walks the path that coin lays out before you?
She arches her fingers in a wave, causing the coin to flip from one knuckle to the next. I enjoyed getting paid, if that's what you mean.
Transmuting actions into payment is the alchemy that orders our world. All things turn on the axis of a coin bond.
Well, coin is just a medium of exchange, so there are other things.
I pay bounties so that death can bring order to life. Would you help me continue the cycle?
Maybe. I'll try to steal her coin. Snatch up the coin before it can vanish into Akana's fist. I thought you did. Closer inspection reveals hand is empty. Akana smiles to hold your gaze.
The next time payment crosses our hands, let it be in the execution of a bond.
Huh.
A vow.
Holding
a
the
bounty.
coin. Oops. Okay. Thank you. What bounties do you have available?
If you would forge a coin bond, I know of people on these islands who must die. Their fate is already decided. The coin wishes only to collect.
Well, we'll see who it is, though.
Dugra the Ascetic is wanted for crimes against his monastic order. His people have made a coin bond for his death.
Okay, she holds a pyre and lovingly inspects its edge, running her index finger along the curve.
The Orlan wanders the wilderness on the island of Crookspur, northwest of Nekataka.
Okay, before I go, I had some questions.
Speak freely, I say.
Do you have any other hobbies besides acting as a middleman?
I am a paladin of the Gold-Pact Order.
Oh, really?
Since taking my oath, I have never been absent of work and duty for longer than an afternoon.
She stands rigid, raised a fist on her heart. I'm sure you haven't.
I also enjoy knitting on occasion.
Interesting. Okay, thank you for the bounty. So, she's giving us a little bounty to kill an Orlan. He's probably a sneaky little bugger. But at least we don't have to worry about, seems the gods are busy. Let's go get, Xoti healed up. It's a long walk to the Queen's Birth. Oh, yes it is. And here we are. Let's go get our young Blightbringer some rest. I do.
Now, what can I do for you?
We'd like a room.
You see anything you like, you let me know.
All right. rested. Okay, so we got our young priestess of Atheist slash Gone sorted, and we're here in the Serpent's Crown, ready to meet with royalty and get this food matter sorted.
Hold a
got it.
moment. You may visit the palace and its shrine, but be warned. The Queen meets with trading company vipers. Take care you are not bitten.
You're really ignorant. It's a strange way to speak about your allies.
Mere words.
Mere words. You realize words have power, right? I have information for the Queen.
You will find her in her throne room through the door behind me. Inform the guards of your purpose.
Alright.
Whether the Queen will hear you above the baying of her guests is another matter.
Guard gestures towards the door, dismissing us. It's not very smart. Not very smart, guard.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
The veiling dignitary aims a withering look across the aisle at his colleague. Middle-aged woman with a square jaw, tar-stained teeth meets it.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
She pulls a slender pipe from her pocket, but at a look from the Queen's attendants, she puts it away. Yes.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kahanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
Sizable Amua, standing by the throne, takes a bold step forward, flares his nostrils at the assembled dignitaries. A hush falls over the room.
I say our guest forgets himself.
He clears his throat, sweeps his gaze from Nero to the rest of the room.
Brother, stand down.
Up to this point, the Queen has studied the proceedings with an even expression. She half rises from her throne as she fixates on Prince Arui.
You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us.
As Arui lowers her head, the Queen slowly centers her gaze on us. Leads you there.
An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen.
Her mouth does not move. Anakaza's voice comes to us like an insistent memory nestled among our surface thoughts. I nod.
Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves.
Okay. Oh. She turns to her dignitary. She still feel her attention upon me.
This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
Hosanga? What is, what is Hosanga?
One of our busiest ports. Much of the food we send to Rawatai passes through Hasongo.
Chiglau is fidgeting for a pipe again. However, the frown that troubles her features suggests that there's something else of importance at Hosango, something that she has chosen.
I
not
take
to
it from
do.
your question that you are not here to enlighten us about Hosango.
If it pleases the court, I've journeyed from a crippled Port Mahé.
I know this one. His parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's Birth.
Excuse me. I'm a very close friend of Lady Bardato, your financier. Raising her hand for silence, Onakaza looks to her brother. He approaches and they exchange few words in private. She lifts her gaze once again.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hosango, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
Thank you. Port Mahé suffered similar damage when Aethys passed through.
What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
He's right.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawn Star Dreamers.
Looks like Eddard the way one would look at especially rabid, fasting animal.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
Nero crosses his arms, looking distinctly uncomfortable. Yes, and I'm sure you received those tales from your governor in Port Mahé, explicitly telling you what happened.
How came a watcher from half the world away to be involved in these happenings? Enlighten the court.
Well, how should I begin? Alright, let's start with Barrett. Barrett herself sent me to track down Aethys. They're not gonna believe it, but whatever.
The Lady of Doors must have great confidence in you.
She does. She has no choice but to have confidence. Her expression is not.
Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain. A fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire?
Why does he come to Deadfire? Yes, I plan on using Adra pillars to track and ultimately confront Aethys.
How resourceful of you. The Isles are studded with enough luminous Adra to bankroll an economy.
Turns a quiet glance in Nero's direction.
I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hosango.
Okay, that's great. Onakaza spreads her arms, calmly assured of her reasoning.
Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition.
I see.
Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you. She believes herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Yeah, they're pretty powerful. I wouldn't want to deal with the Ruatai, not militarily. Onakaza's gaze wanders back to you briefly. Only briefly.
Only that Hosango is a Rawataian outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
Cons her chin at another woman standing nearby.
Ma'am.
Composed Amua stands at attention, her furrowed brow cleaving down otherwise warm features. By her feet, a colorful bird preens itself without concern.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer.
Looks like you would in the eye and gives you a slow nod.
Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, we'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
Yeah, we're not much for sale. I can tell you the truth. You should be just taking birds on a ship, not our own. Maya sighs with resignation and nudges her boat affectionately with her toe. Okay. Affectionately.
Ak, perfito. Do you mean to stop Eothas by shooting him? Seri Pelagina will go with the Watcher. Show him how the Republic's handled things.
Okay. Nero waves airily. Guard behind coughs.
Your Excellency, Palagina Messerai has been banished? She has been seen in Queen's Berth. I can have a report to headquarters.
Nero silenced his guard with a withering look. Sharp just, yes. Be quiet.
You should feel no obligation to take on additional crew. The choice is yours.
Okay, I'll take them.
Say the word and I'll shoot the tip off a green boy's nose.
Okay. Maya looks up at Isha looks up at Maya, warbles something agreeable. Okay.
You're making a mistake, Watcher. In times like these, trustworthy allies are the most valuable asset of all.
Okay.
Calm down, Nero. I'm sure you'll get one of your spies in place eventually.
A lazy half smile tugs at her mouth. Well, I'm gonna take Pelagina, and I don't see a reason not to take Maya.
In the meantime, Watcher, I hope you'll meet me in the Brass Citadel. There's more for us to discuss among friendlier company.
I'm working for the Valen Trading Company.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi?
Okay. Queen Onakaza rises from her throne, and the surrounding guards stand at immediate attention. Right.
Aren't we popular? Take care at Hasongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in.
Yeah, I see. It's just got more full. Queen Onakaza nods as she adorns.
Your allies will use you toward any end. Do not give your trust lightly.
Onakaza clears her throat, sweeps the room with a gaze. Yes, they will. You guys are in the middle. I don't envy your position.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else.
He banishes the foreign dignitaries with a swift and unmistakably disgusted wave. Yeah.
Let's speak.
All right. Well, that's what she's about. She's a ranger.
Watcher, while we have the chance.
Right, I need to speak with him. And I have to go see. I need to go speak with For the Republic. That's my girl! Okay, so our business is kind of concluded. And I'm always eager to take Pelagina. Alright. Yes, let's go talk to the prince.
Huh?
Yeah, let's go talk to the prince.
Your coming is a favorable omen already.
Prince nods across his arms, self-satisfied smile on his face. You don't need to tell me.
Akira, this is the confidence my people need.
Yes.
You happen by a time when our rivals bicker and tear at each other's throats. It does not take a priest to see how the gods send us an outsider to dig under the skin of our enemies.
Right. I wouldn't say that. You don't seem to take your rivals. You don't seem to take your rivals very seriously.
How can I when they posture and peck like a pair of kata birds?
You are You are highly underestimating him.
I will not paddle around the island. My sister wants to know if you are as useful as you are disruptive. She trusts me to judge this.
Right, you're a fighter.
You did not come this far to serve the crown, I say. But sailing is an expensive hobby. Loyal service can keep your galley stocked.
Okay. Have any problems with loyalty lately?
Nekataka is a city of friends, I say. We exchange so much between districts.
Smile tightens into a hard line.
Even my sister's advisors dine at the officers' lounge and indulge at the wild mare.
I take it you prefer friends remain close.
Here in Serpent's Crown, I can guarantee safety. But cavorting with outsiders, Akira, that is open water. A helpful warning, Herald of Bereth. From one friend to another.
Okay. I could use some extra coin outfit to find.
Akira, to patch a hull or stitch a sail is costly when supplies come from distant islands.
Right.
The city has honest work for those in need, I say, and insists that everyone carry a heavy purse.
Yeah, sure. Alright, may I speak with the queen?
I am Onikaza's shield. For a time, let it suffice that we speak with the same authority.
I agree.
My sister and I both value action over fine words. If you can shoulder some of our royal burdens, I know she would be grateful.
Okay. What kind of royal burdens are we talking about?
My sister keeps a tight grip on Nekataka, but the filth of it drips down her palm and into the gullet.
He opens his hand for emphasis and wipes across his shoulder.
Under our noses, I say, do foreigners smuggle contraband and pay the Reparo for their silence?
Well, you treat the Reparo like scum. What do you expect?
Take this if you need proof.
Okay, the envoy's badge. A Valiant Envoy's medallion? The public reward these for exemplary service.
Akira, you are sharper than my guards for knowing this, I say.
Of course, I'm a friend of the Valiant public.
An envoy ship sank a day's voyage out of Nekataka. He wore that on his breast.
I see.
My guards recovered it in a raid of the gullet. This confirms my suspicion. Nekataka has a pirate problem.
Oh, they're seeking Valiant ships? Oh, I'm not happy about that.
Smugglers and thieves cluster like rats in Delver's Row, a growth in the bowels of our city. I want someone to peddle the medallion to the black market, earn the trust of these pirates, and learn how supplies come into my city.
Okay. To what end?
It will depend on what you find, I say.
You guys are starving the gullet. What do you expect? He's telling the truth, but there's something more than saying doesn't trust.
Onikaza leaves this for me to handle. While she worries about the manor, I tidy up the basement.
Now tell me what you're holding back. I don't have the time for this.
I say nothing gets past you. Is there any question why I want you for the job? If we dealt only in pirates, then I would put a trusted agent in rags and send him down hiding in a food wagon. But Akira, I have reason to suspect our problem goes deeper than we know. For this, I want an expert. Okay. When you travel down the mountain, seek Takehu in Pariki's Overlook. He is a godlike, one who the people look to for hope.
Takehu and Pariki's Overlook.
Ngati's chosen knows of our troubles. He could also use a lesson in Reparo modesty.
Ngati's chosen?
Tekehu was touched by the goddess Ngati at birth. He is as much a creature of the sea as he is Hawana. We are left to interpret what the goddess intends by sending him among us.
Okay. Alright, never hurts to have a local guide. I'll go find Tekehu.
Akira, if I know Tekehu, he is stirring tempers in the Water Shapers Guild.
Okay.
Be on your guard in the gullet. I fear the caverns run deeper than even Ngati could guess.
Ah, crap. That's it? Hold a second. No, that's not it.
What say?
We should talk about the food shortage in the gullet.
Shortage? Are the Raparu not fed the leavings of the Kwaru and Mataru?
That is no food, dude. Dawnstar have agreed to share their crops to Nekataka as long as the bulk of it goes to the Raparu.
My sister would call this a test from the gods. It is our role to feed the Raparu, and we do not pass on our duties to outsiders.
Well, you're not doing it.
But I am of a different mind. Nothing pleases Ngati like an unlikely solution, and this is what you bring. Akira, then let it be so.
Okay, so it's a trickster's god. Okay. Andra. Great.
If you have more to say, I am not above listening.
Okay. Okay. I want to discuss the black market. Do I want to discuss that? I guess. I want to discuss the black market in the gullet. Do I want to...
I expect results, Watcher. Have you gotten to the bottom of Delver's Row?
I will. I've got some
if
other
there's
questions.
Curiosity to be satisfied, Akira, I will help.
I've got some other questions about you and Nawana.
Akira, both topics I know well.
Why is, well, how does the caste system work in Nekataka?
It is the same in the city as anywhere in the Deadfire. Mataru judge our souls at birth and organize us for the survival of the tribe. I am not the first to say it, but Nekataka has more walls than beaches, more roads than clearings, and more people than fish. Nowhere in the city does a Raparu sit around the same fire as a Mataru. Nekataka tests our traditions, I say.
Don't you see that as a contradiction?
What man or woman of the Isles does not? Our ancestors built this place.
Both of you.
We are the hermit crab who occupies a fallen shell. It is for my sister and her priest to judge the fit.
So you and Anakaza represent the entire Kahanga tribe?
Akira, as the largest and most prosperous of the Deadfire tribes, the Kahanga have some authority to speak for the others. I say Onikaza and I are large stones in a tide pool, standing tall as the water rises to our necks.
So you don't seem to think much of the trading company.
My sister has mastered the diplomat's tongue, and I am foolish to give her frustrations a loud voice.
He sheepishly scratches back at
But
himself.
Akira, I pray every day that Ngati tests the outsiders against her tallest waves and longest serpents.
The ocean is a few monsters short since the Armada showed up. I think we passed your fish god's trial.
Quite so, Maya.
I wouldn't say that so much, Maya. Okay. What do you think of your sister's rule?
We agree on much, I say. The prosperity of the Juana, our burden to appease the gods.
Right, the Rui clears his throat, cranes his neck to tell, well, Yeah, he can't speak openly.
In the trading companies, Onikaza sees Worika testing us, weighing who deserves the Isles. I see Ngate sending krakens of gold and iron against our ship, but arming us with a single harpoon. The gods will judge us by our persistence and our grace before foes.
Turns his head to Maya. She frowns, glances over his shoulder. Yeah, he's got to be careful. Okay.
It is the same in the city as anywhere in the Dead. I'm not the first to say it. Nowhere in the city does a Raparu sit around the same fire as a Mataru.
And
Nekataka tests our traditions, I say.
Right, you're speaking like the city is aware.
You speak as if it is not.
Right.
Our ancestors built this place. We are the hermit crab who occupies a fallen shell. It is for my sister and her priest to judge the fit.
Well, I'll tell you who's aware is that those Ingwithians, particularly one named Andra, who's trying to bury everything so that they can hide their secrets from the kid. Alright, good talking to you. Let's go, young lady. We'll talk to you outside, Maya. We will talk to our very tall, lovely sharpshooter and her companion outside. I love this. Yeah, the water shapers are amazing. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk to...
You certainly seem cheerful lately. Sleeping better, I hope?
Sure am. Been sleeping like a newborn babe, but, well, less fussy.
I don't suppose you could share your secret. I rarely get a decent night on the ship.
Oh, it's easy. You just gotta get the tar shocked out of you when you dump a bunch of souls into a luminous Audra pillar.
I don't think that's his sort of thing. Let's go talk to our young
Speak freely. I know exactly what you're thinking.
You do? So you're a cipher as well, okay? She folds her arms, clicks her tongue, okay. And what's that?
You're asking yourself, how did I let the Royal Deadfire Company plant an informant in my crew?
I know. I let you.
My superiors might expect me to report in from time to time, but don't read too much into it. You're not the only big thing happening around here.
Right.
I'm in this for a lot of information, a little diplomacy, and plenty of target practice.
Yeah, a lot of information for what? And what if my actions damage the Royal Deadfire Company?
This whole campaign is a risk-benefit analysis. The Navy knows you're a gamble, and they're factoring in all potential losses.
She wipes a line of black powder from her cheek.
Rawatai is here to do some good work, since the Huana can't seem to do it themselves. Maybe just try and stay out of our way.
Okay, well, I don't care about Huanas, really. What I care about is the Valiant Trading Company, my friend Pelagina, and us solving the problem. Oh, she's calling for a bird. I was wondering about that. At least you're upfront about spying on me.
Better that you hear it from me than someone else, right?
Well, I already know that. Xoti runs the tug. Relax. We know that. We know what she's up to.
The company isn't in the business of reassigning officers outside of the mission unless they've got a damn good reason.
Well, you're not being reassigned. In fact, we're not taking on anyone else from the Deadfire Company, even if you were.
And you are a damn good reason. Take the compliment.
Right. Anyway. As long as you're keen on taking orders, I don't object to having you on board.
Uncomplicated. Just the way I like it.
Yeah, she's a real Italian, so, yeah.
Oh, guess you ought to meet the bird. Ishi is smarter than he looks, but don't expect him to do any tricks.
I do not. Do not sort of colorful bird of prey hopping around her ankle.
Ishi, come.
Okay. She taps her arm, but...
That's a good-looking bird.
Yeah, Eddie raises one hand and waggles his... Yeah, he likes animals.
Hey, birdie. Hey, birdie.
Shows no signs of recognition towards Mia or Eddard. Yeah, you have... Isha simply claws at the ground, investigates the bugs, a few grateful hops away. Alright. I'll click my tongue like Maya. Cocking his head, Isha turns to you with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Huh. Maya, yeah, she appreciates. She's a real Italian.
Takes practice before he'll listen to you properly, but that's a good start.
Mm-hmm. Eddard nods at Isha, who bobs his head in response. Eddard nods twice, and large bird replies with 2 head bobs. Yeah, smart. Very smart. Eddard begins tilting his head up and down. Isha follows with vigorous, full-body nods. Right.
Did your friend suffer a head wound?
Maya frowned.
Before we get into deeper waters, I've got a question.
That's a good point.
You've got a ship and a title. Being captain means more than just wearing a big hat. A lot of tough calls to be made.
I didn't exactly choose this life, but I'm trying to make the best of it.
Life at sea. It does have a way of simplifying things down to the bare elements.
You just don't know who I am. You do realize that I was and still am the Lord of Caed Nua and the Road Warrior in Deerwood. I'm a titled noble.
A crew can be like family. They can also be like a nest of squalling infants. Let's say your galley cook was fixing to organize the rest of the crew into a mutiny. How would you handle it?
I kill her and set an example for the rest.
Terror is a kind of loyalty, as my first captain always said. Of course, the only right answer is the one that works in a given time and place. I just wanted to hear yours.
And what's yours?
Ask me again when I'm wearing the big hat. That'll be a different Maya.
Mm-hmm.
But enough about me. Glad to be aboard, Captain.
Right. Maya takes your arm, gives you a good pump. Got some other questions?
I've got some answers.
Good. Tell me about your family. You're one of Kana's siblings, aren't you?
Sure am. And I heard that you two spent some time together.
No way.
Funny how the gods toss things together.
You're a relative of Kana? But you're not a scholar.
Kana seemed to think that we could do more harm than good by interfering in Deadfire business.
He's right. You need to stay out of Deadfire business.
Ranganui did not take that well. Neither did I.
He's right. You should listen to him.
You clearly had some sway on his opinions, more than I ever did. Wish you had told Kana to give up on the poetry. He's got no ear for it.
I'm glad to hear he's making a difference. Take it easy on him.
No. As his sister, I'm supposed to catalog his missteps.
No, you weren't here for it.
I do with bullets what Kana did with words. Just in case you were wondering, the comparison ends there.
My tips are handed such you to make sure the point comes across. Just in case you're wondering, the comparison ends there. Okay. Well, alright, tell me more about your family. Well, I know about Kana,
Well,
so.
my parents came from the Deadfire.
Right.
I'm getting a taste of my roots.
No way. You guys are not from the Deadfire. You guys are from Ruatai. I've already heard his story.
After they immigrated to Rauatai, their talents caught the Ranganui's eye. He
Right.
saw them as this spectacle, this achievement of the old country. So they were honored guests. Not many Huana rose to distinction in Takoa.
Mm-hmm.
We were also curiosities.
Yeah, he was very proud of him.
Even as we broke the same bread and tossed back the same wine, the Ranganui's friends always checked under the table to see if I had a tail. Kana thought it was hilarious.
Island and Mua aren't that different from coastal Mua.
You're telling me?
Yeah.
Growing up in the Ranganui's shadow wasn't all bad. We had tutors and advisors at our disposal, and lots of folk from stranger parts than these. I spent my days learning to shoot, while my more academic siblings learned to express themselves. I leave you to judge who spent their time better.
Mm-hmm. So how did you and Izal, Isha, first get acquainted?
I won a shooting competition at the Ranganui's estate. This was a few years before enlisting with the Navy. As a reward, he gave me the freedom of the Royal Eyrie and said I could take my pick of the warbirds.
That's a great prize. He kneels and strokes her.
Stinkfeathers here kicked a rather pretty hawk off my arm so he could have me all to himself. Been inseparable ever since.
Okay. Hello, Isha. That's a good bird. Bird cocks his head. How'd you fuck to make your friendly recognition murderous calculation?
Uh-oh. That says I'm hungry and you're wasting my time face. Better step back, Captain.
Alright. Let's be off. Okay. Interesting conversation. Had no idea she was Kana's sister. Alright, let's level her up. She looks nothing like Kana. She has no smile on her face, nothing but stern discipline. You know? She's different. Alright, we will be right back.